Okay, this is a piece of 3/4 cold rolled that I'm going to make these bolts for the sorghum press or the cane mill out of. And I just basically put enough out here, I'll turn it down to size and thread it, and then move it out the rest of the way and finish turning it. Being square stock or me. I might have to camera with a tripod anyway for carriage. Zero here. I'm not sure what's making the light flicker, but it's kind of annoying. Thousandths cut, 150 off diameter. Sounds like it could be a little more than that. I thought with it being an interrupted cut, it would give me a little more vibration. Back to the other part here, it'll be 150 thousandths cut or 300 off the diameter. Off the corners basically. It was making a slight vibration there. Probably can't see it from your angle. Let it cool a little bit, probably only need about 12 and a half, 13. Passed and checked her out. Got my 11 threads per inch. And as I mentioned before, got the high speed still ground at 55-degree angle. So we should be good to go. Crank her in about 10 thousandths. Taking a lighter pass here because it looked like it was flexing a little bit. It must not have been too bad. We'll go back to 10 thousandths at a time. With the dimension I took it down to, it leaves room for the rounded top edge. Well, they're just kind of flats on this case, but I figured these nuts are probably wore enough that it shouldn't matter, and from the way it looks it doesn't. Well, maybe it does. Yeah, that one might be a little snug yet. Try one of the other ones for the hell of it. Actually, the way that looks, might have a little rust inside it yet. They got deeper threads than the originals. Even that one's a fuzz snug. That one's almost a little loose. So I guess I'll take a spring cut on this one and we'll just have to match it up to the other nuts, I guess. What I should probably do is just make the nuts. Of course, then I could have changed the thread, but I suppose now since I'm making these a Whitworth thread, you know, a British standard, I could make the nuts that way then too. Okay, clean the nut out. And that's about perfect for that. It's almost a little bit snug yet. Get back in here and there's just a little bit of springing on the end out there, and I would have liked to have done one more spring cut, but after I tried the nut there I decided, well, we'll clean the nut out and see how it is. So the way it looks, since I'm not planning to make new nuts, I'll just match the bolts to them, and if I decide I don't like that at some point, well then I'll make new nuts and bolts both. Do it the way I should be. We'll get this moved out and lined up again and turn her the rest of the way and cut her off. And get all four of them done. I'll shape the heads after that. more spring gas and check it. I think I got another 5 thousandths to go. And then again, for this nut, that might be it. A little bit snug, but once I take a file and knock them down, I think we'll be good. Especially with different nuts, it's a good idea to stop short by a few thousandths. And do it even on normal threads, but especially when you're copying something. Works for me. Well, I got the 4 of them done. The one's got slightly longer threads than the others, but close enough for what it's for. Now all I've got to do is get the heads turned and okay, and just gonna finishing the heads off freehand. The original heads were, I think it's 90 thousandths less across the flats than these are. But I'm going to leave these this way, and you know, so far anyway. Just get it up in the camera, you can see it. I'm just rounding them basically like they were before. High-speed steel bit that I had in one of the holders. Round a bit like this is a little tougher to do the curve the way I want it. Rather than grind one to do 4 pieces. Good practice for freehand. cold or old, those corners are a little rough, so just knock a little off of them too. Ended up a little rough on the finish, or touch that up. I should have re-ground this bit or ground one for doing this. I was going to make a form tool. And do it. Close enough for who it's for anyway. I don't know if I mentioned earlier in the video, there again I'm not in the camera. Back this out a little. When I was threading these, I found out these original nuts, there's, well, two are identical, one's slightly bigger and the other ones are, well, the other one I should say is almost 15 thousandths smaller, measuring the ID to the threads. So I basically made them all so they're matching the nuts. The nuts are in where they aren't seen inside the machine anyway. You know, it doesn't really show up in the camera. I'm not really rounded on the crest of the threads like they're supposed to be. I did round the tool, so down in the bottom they are good. As I say, they come out. I made them custom fit, I guess is how to put it, to each nut. I mean, there's no side play, or you can't wobble the nut around. It threads on easy. I'm happy with the fit and everything that way. I guess in this case, I'm the one that's got to be happy with it. Since I guess I'm the customer in this case, I can tell myself whether it's good enough or not. And if somebody else doesn't care for it, well, that's their problem. It works for me. Cut it off, I left it a little long. Yeah, maybe another 50, 60 thousandths. There again, just doing them by eyeball and not taking an actual measurement. In this case, there's nothing critical on the size. challenge to do a convex curve when you're on the surface when you're using a convex tool. Okay, that'll do it for these. We're ready for paint now. And well, coming up in some of the other videos, some of what I had in there was from back quite a while ago. And I do have where I've got to rebabbit the bearings for the main shaft of the cane mill, and I'm going to rebabbit the ones for that top drum in there and braze the drum up, and hopefully that'll be something that'll get done this winter here. And I've still got some video to edit and everything and try getting posted otherwise. So thanks for watching.